It's
Okay,
an odd audio. All
Here
right,
we go. We're gonna start. Oh my God!
here we go.
Yay! Hi, Facebook
Yay!
people who just tuned in or have been tuned in for the past 10 minutes because I don't know what I'm doing. It's the Virtual Comedy Show. Thank you for joining us on our
Woohoo!
185th episode. Wow. And amongst other things, we have some surprises for you, and I'll tell you more about it. A lot of them are in the closing theme. There's a special new treat in the closing theme. So don't go away, and let's get started with our friend Brad Tassell, who's in New York on his 30th anniversary honeymoon. So he's not here with us live. He's here with us on tape doing our cold open. And I did it wrong. Let's try that again.
Welcome to the Virtual Comedy Show. They say respect can't be given but must be earned. And to those people I say, you suck and you will never earn my respect. Let's start the show.
Yeah.
Since 2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online, and though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. It's a Zoom meeting with jokes. So please turn on your camera, turn on your mic, unless you have barking dogs or a rabid moose in your living room, in which case, please mute yourself for Pete's sake, and let's have some fun.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Steve Goodie and Brad Tassell. Tonight, Steve and Brad welcome comedian
Chris Chandler.
plus funny songs from
Tom Rockwell, a.k.a. Devo Spice.
and a patty melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Live on tape.
Welcome to the Virtual Comedy Show newscast for 11/20/23. Brad Tassell is on his 94th honeymoon in New York City. It is also the day of his 30th wedding anniversary. So he could not be here because if he was, he would be dead the next day. I am Brick Manley with all the stories you need to hear today. If you hear any other stories, yell fake news and run away and hide. We also have an amazing show with comedian Chris Chandler and musical artist Tom Rockwell, aka Devo Spice, along with reports from Steve Goodie and a melt from Patti Vasquez. Now, let's get to the stories you need to hear. Some news outlets were reporting that 56-year-old Nicole Kidman was pregnant. The Star said it's not true, but if it were, they would name the child Tumbleweed. George Santos will not seek re-election after the Congressional Ethics Panel found evidence he has committed more crimes than 3 kleptomaniacs alone in a Burberry. Santos said he isn't worried, as now he can go back to his previous job, super undercover spy space astronaut rock star surgeon. Good luck to him.
Yeah.
Joby Aviation is set to open their first air taxi service from JFK to Manhattan in 2025. The flying taxi will take 9 minutes and smell like a food you are sure would give you diarrhea.
Oh gosh.
Joe Biden met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping this last week and said their discussion was some of the most constructive and productive meetings they have ever had. The most important point on which they agree was send more pandas. Children in the U.S. are very sad that 3 pandas were sent back to China. They love seeing the black and white animals, but mostly want them to come back because their kung fu skills are not complete. They need more training in children in kung fu from pandas. Biden and the Chinese leader also agreed to curb the production and trafficking of fentanyl. Joe said that it would be worth it if stopping the trafficking of fentanyl could save 1 life. Then he mouthed, Hunter.
Oh.
The leaders also agreed to resume military-to-military communication, meaning Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin can speak with his counterpart in China, but he can only give him updates on the Golden Bachelor. It's not going well. There was a tense moment between President Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping when Joe wished She's wife a happy birthday, and he had forgotten it was coming up. The Chinese leader quickly made up for not remembering his wife's birthday by sending her to a labor camp and signing a law stripping all women of their birthdays. And now a special segment called Marshall Stern Minute. He wrote all of these. I did not interfere. A spotless giraffe has been discovered in Namibia, proving that humans aren't the only ones who suffer from OCD. The crew aboard a U.S.-bound plane discovered a missing window at 30,000 feet. When asked about what happened to the window, the passenger in the seat, who suffers from arthritis, said, "I don't know, but for the first time in a long time, I am pain-free."
Pain-free.
It's part of the Marshall Stern Minute. It's not over. A deer charged in a crowded Wisconsin restaurant, shocking the wait staff with one responding, "We usually only take cash."
Ooh.
Very interesting.
U.S. Customs officials seized giraffe feces from a woman at the Minneapolis airport. "I'm sorry," the police reportedly told her. "We do have to take that crap from you." That was the Marshall Stern Minute. It only felt like an hour. Thank you, Marshall Stern. And lastly, breaking news. Invasive lizards the size of dogs are roaming in the South Carolina woods. That story again. Lindsey Graham isn't the only reason I will never go back to South Carolina. This has been Brick Manley, and this has been the Virtual Comedy Show News.
All right.
Now to you, Steve.
All right.
Here for Brad Tassell. That was tremendous. Thank you, Brad, or whoever that was. And I forgot, it's mustache night. Yay!
Yeah, looks
If
like
you'd
it.
like to grow a mustache real quick, feel free. It is mustache night. And I believe now, if I'm not mistaken, it's time for our next thing, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the top 10 list. Let's just see. We here at the Virtual Comedy Show would like to be the first to wish you and yours a very happy, healthy Thanksgiving coming up this Thursday. Now, you may have seen on the news, there's a great big storm coming to the entire Northeast. So if you're traveling to Northeast, it could be difficult, and we want you to be very careful. And that's what leads us to tonight's top 10 category. That would be, of course, top 10 predicted effects of the major storm on Thanksgiving. So watch carefully. This may save your life. Number 10 of the top 10 predicted effects of the major storm on Thanksgiving. Number 10, Uncle Frank's Trump 2024 bumper stickers all get blown off his 1997 Toyota POS. Number 9, along with his bumper. Number 8, and 3 of the 6 coats of primer. These are the predicted effects. Number 7, Marjorie Taylor Greene's hair goes back from its recent dumb blonde to its original, incredibly, abysmally, insufferably moronic blonde.
Ooh.
What might happen in a storm? You just don't know. Number 6, Chris Christie winds up on the news with a flooded basement, and the country learns he's running for president. Number 5, it turns out Ron DeSantis' storm cellar is full of Bud Light and To Kill a Mockingbird paperbacks, and he quits the race and gets a job at Disney. Number 4, and then Goofy storms off the job, claims Ron DeSantis relentlessly hit me and also stole my hat. Worst Goofy impression ever.
Oh,
Ever.
yeah.
Top 10 predicted effects of the major storm on Thanksgiving. Number 3, all of the voters that Trump considers vermin wash up in voting booths.
Ooh.
Number 2, Biden declares a state of emergency and creates extra super early voting.
Yippee!
And the number one predicted effect of the major storm on Thanksgiving. And Trump finally makes a concession speech from the Guantanamo laundry. What do you think, Bob? Yes. Bob says yes. Bob always says yes. Okay. I think the next thing, if I'm not mistaken, the next thing would be our musical guest. And I'm proud to welcome for the first time our friend Tom Rockwell, a.k.a. Devo Spice. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Steve.
Yay!
Hi, Tom.
Yay. It's a very
Hello,
exciting
Tom.
night for all of us.
To be fair, Steve did invite me on the show once before. It was the day after Fump Fest, and after that weekend, I knew I was not going to be in any kind of condition to perform, and I was right because I watched that show live from my bed in the room as like an out-of-body experience. I was just like a third person going, "Wow, I could have been a part of that."
Yeah, and it was smart because that was the night we had Joby on, so he did the right thing. All right, I think you know how this works, but in case you don't, I'm going to play a video intro for you. Then you're going to do a song. I have no idea what you're going to do. Then I have to answer that song with a song of my own. And then after that, you'll do a second song. Sound
All right.
good?
Sounds good.
Here we go.
It's time for a Patty.
And I did the wrong thing.
Whoops.
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Let's do this. Here we go.
It's our musical guest, our musical guest. We're gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest, our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest.
And we'll have Patty on right after this.
All right, so I'm going to do a song that I wrote mostly as revenge. What happened was a few years ago, a friend of mine, who I believe you've had on the show, he goes by the name Shoebox of Worm Quartet.
Oh, yes.
He wrote on my Facebook wall, "Your name is now Dinky McDiddly Boots. I apologize for any inconvenience." Which tells you everything you need to know about Shoebox. So
Oh, yeah.
I wrote this. Oh, I'm a hip-hop maven, rhymes that I'm craving, beard with the lines that I'm shaving, weird but at times I'm amazing, not to be feared but sometimes I think I'm kinda crazy, lazy, sit around the house eating popcorn, mouse button clicking on a picture full of hot porn, picking up laundry, fold what is not torn, find a pair of underwear there that I've not worn, got a name that the rap game gave me, crowd shouted loud while they clapping or raving, proud of the rowdiness happening daily, cloud nine rhymes cause I'm fracking amazing, till one day when a strange man changed it, willed his way and his brain now reigns it, changed my name to this whack identity while he's out back playing Pac-Man and Centipede. My name is Dinky McDiddly Boots. My music is plinky and riddle infused. Ned Flanders thinks in diddly doos, but I'm MC Dinky McDiddly Boots. My name is Dinky McDiddly Boots. My music is plinky and riddle infused. Pac-Man eats inky and blinky and fruits. I'm MC Dinky McDiddly Boots. Now I gotta make changes to everything. Every song's wrong, so the files
No.
Google and even Bing, and because of this stupid trick I have to update all my paperwork. Great, now I'm late for work. Name on my license has changed to reflect it. Drivers, marriage, and bikini inspectors. My whole life's turned upside down. I obliged this clown and my wife skipped town. I found at work they would leave me on a meetings but call me all day to play voicemail greetings. This may be his crowning achievement. I'm drowning in spite but I try to be lenient. I've seen it. This may sound trite but I mean it. This really is quite inconvenient. My name is Dinky McDiddly Boots. My music is plinky and riddle infused. Ned Flanders thinks in diddly doos, but I'm MC Dinky McDiddly Boots. My name is Dinky McDiddly Boots. My music is plinky and riddle infused. Shoebox is a big mean stinkity poop. Now I'm MC Dinky McDiddly Boots. My name is what? My name is who? My name is Dinky McDiddly Boots.
Yeah, it is.
Whoa!
Thank you.
I think we'll call you Dinky McDiddly Boots for the rest of the show. That was
You
tremendous.
can do that too.
That's
Bob enjoyed
great.
that very much, didn't you, Bob? Yes, he did.
That's great.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, to answer that, I have nothing in the lyrics that, but, hey, Shoebox. There's a song that's coming up for which I poorly plan. I quickly scan the audience. No, I quickly look around the stage and not a freaking stand with, oh man. I should have practiced. I'm gonna start again. There's a song that's coming up for which I poorly planned. I look around the stage and I don't see a freaking stand. both hands occupied, playing this guitar. I quickly scan the audience and aha, there you are. Come be my mic stand. You can join me on the stage, holding forth the magic stick that amplifies my rage. You're a mic stand, and I feel like such a jerk. You've paid to see my concert, and I put your butt to work. Up there on the stage, standing tall and proud, arm outstretched to hold aloft the thing that makes me loud. Your peers are mostly tripods or have a metal base, but you're the only one I met with 2 legs and a face. You're a mic stand. You can stand
there while I shout.
Stand there while I shout. I'm sorry if I spit on you. I hope it washes out. You're a mic stand, and I can't thank you enough. I wish I had more stage equipment that would buy my stuff. I think that's enough. All right. Thank you. Apologies to everybody who knows Shoebox and Shoebox. And now another song from Dinky McDiddly Boots.
All right, so the other song I wrote is for cat owners. This is a song that many cat owners might be able to relate to.
My cat people, throw your paws in the air. Meow. My cat people, throw your paws in the air.
When a cat needs a bath, here's some words you must heed. A wet ass pussy can make that artery bleed. Yeah, be careful with that wet ass pussy. The cat will go berserk when you wash that pussy. Plan to take a day off work after you wash that pussy. Pick it up, give it all you got. Fill the water, but not too hot. Put the pussy right in the bath. Swipe your nose with a fast onslaught. Stay on top, holding it down. Not underwater, don't let it drown. Blood in my mouth, rage in his eye. When he comes out, I'm gonna die. Hold him up, hang by his tail. For mistake, I wear chain mail. I just need to wash this damn cat now to get rid of all of his fleas. Hear it scream, hear it yell like a demon beast from hell. I will wash so you don't smell, but I can tell this will not end well. Wailing and flailing, grab on the railing. He jumped out till I grabbed him by the tail again. He whipped around with his claws and he jabbed him in. I looked down, there's blood on my abdomen. Pain's intense, I see stars. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna leave scars. Really ain't never felt a pain that burns. Even when I sat through Superman Returns, I got some gauze and stitches from this wet ass pussy. I think I need a tourniquet because my blood is gushing. It's like something from The Shining from this wet ass pussy. Now I think I'm gonna faint because look, I need a face shield, need a flak jacket, need a suit of armor and a weed whacker. Not pessimistic, but the conclusion is an ambulance and a transfusion. I wanted pets, a cute little tabby. I should have got one that wasn't so stabby. They should have told me to caution, take out insurance when you try to wash them. I don't want to do this at all anymore. My left arm is numb, my right arm is sore. I never thought that something that's so cute could result in this kind of gore. There's blood in the tub, there's tears in my eye. The water is red, the cat is still dry. It's just a small kitten, not a giant cougar. The cat of my dreams became Freddy Krueger. Want to have a clean cat, Lord knows I'm trying. Slash my wrist, make it feel like I'm dying. Switch up a shape like a Power Ranger morphin. I think eating barbed wire might have been more fun. The thanks I get, I'm the one that feeds ya. Then he licks his ass and he makes me bleed. Some days I wish I had a gerbil. He can make me think that he's a harmless verbal. Now I can't see through the thick steam, can't find the cat, but I think it's clean. But at this point, I just don't care. When I'm finally done, it's a crime scene. Yeah. Be careful with that wet ass pussy. The cat will go berserk when you wash that pussy. Plan to take a day off work after you wash that pussy. Now from the ears to the tail, that's a wet ass pussy. All the neighbors hear it wail, that's a wet ass pussy. I'm talking that's a mad ass pussy. A wood chipper's got nothing on this wet ass pussy. I tried to give my cat a bath.
Okay, sir. Wait. I need you to stay on the line, okay? Can you do that?
So much blood.
Yes! Devo Spice, Puddle Bottoms. I can't remember what his name is now. That was
the funny thing about that song is that everybody loves it and nobody can remember it. And it's like after my shows, it's like, oh, I loved that song. Doodly, flutily, snoot, whatever. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, man. It would have been so great if you'd done that from your bed that night at Fump Fest. I would love to see you do that in your sleep.
Yeah,
Oh,
no words would have come out of my mouth that night.
I bet they would have. You just wouldn't have known it. Anyway, when will you be playing live that we can catch your act in the next episode?
I think my next gig is actually RavenCon in April, which is in Virginia. I don't
Everybody
have
get your
anything
tickets
booked
now.
before then, but
And it turns out I just read FumpFest is happening again in October.
FumpFest is happening again next October at Con on the Cob, first weekend in October.
Sweet.
Cool.
Excellent. All right.
awesome.
Thank you very much for being here, Devo. You may rest now.
Thank you. Yay.
Yep.
Good
Hey,
job,
Devo.
Sonny.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Patty's around here somewhere. There she is. Let's bring Patty in. Hi, Patty.
Hello.
Welcome to Mustache Night. It's optional.
Hey, I got mine. You just can't see it. It's very fun.
I'm sorry I got the order of things all mixed up, but we're ready for you now. If you're ready to
Hey,
do
I'm
some
here.
melting, here we go.
It's time for a Patti Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, to folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses. She's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez, Patti Melt.
Maybe I should update this video.
It's fine. I have a very dry pussy. Wait, what were we talking about? Anyway, speaking of service animals, I'm not kidding. Speaking of service animals, I don't know if anyone's following a trial going on in Chicago. There is a legendarily wildly corrupt alderman who is now on trial for all kinds of things, obviously extortion, bribery, all kinds of things. But today's the courtroom proceedings had to be paused. I see what I did there. Had to be paused because the judge has two service animals. And apparently one of the jurors brought a baggie of treats and one of the service animals got a hold of it and it gave the service animal digestive issues. What a weird way to find out what a service animal thinks about your client. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a dump right here. No, they legitimately had to, but there's so many things about this that bother me. I mean, first of all, okay, I do not want to dump. See what I did there? I do not want to dump on people like service animals and the need for them. I'm with you. I aspire to that. Not the need for it, but I could use anyway. Not here, neither here nor there. But two? Has anybody ever heard of someone needing two? I mean, like a tag team. Like, I'm tired of making her feel good. You go make her feel good, and I don't get that. I also don't get a juror bringing treats. I mean, I get the jury doesn't have any need to like sort of sway the judge, but like, hey, not for nothing, judge, but I brought your dog some sweet treats over here. So they're gonna go down easy and come out even better. I'm just saying. So there's just so many things that are wrong with this. I can't even. And I know that saying that an elected official in Chicago is on trial for bribery or any other kind of illegal behavior is redundant. So considering, I believe 2 of our last 5 governors have served jail time.
That's
One
right.
of whom might even, and that's only in the last 5. We've had at least 6 governors go to jail, and one of them was pardoned by Trump. Which brings me to what I was going to talk about before the doggy took a dump in court today, which is I had a caller on my show. I have a progressive radio show. I do not, I don't screen and say that conservatives can't call in. But there's been a conservative caller who's calling into all these shows, and he introduces himself and always has to say he's a former cop. Always has and he has to say he's a former Democrat, which I'm not saying cops are never Democrats, but I'm just saying. But he starts out the whole thing was, and I was a cop, and I had to serve Black people, poor people, and gay people. Like, who asked you for a disclaimer, dude? Like, and then he tried to deny it. He's like, no, I chose to. Hey, dude, neither one of these are good things. You just served Chicago. The qualifiers of, and some of them were Black, and some of them were gay, and some of them were poor. I mean, like, we didn't need any of that. And right away, when he started laying it, he started giving me this whole litany of how, like, under Trump, his gas prices were lower. his portfolio is doing better. I love when a cop tells me how his portfolio is doing. I just imagine him on a coffee break going, so what are you investing in? I'm looking at treasury bonds. I'm looking at long-term housing investments. I'm not buying it at all. And the other thing he said is that we were energy independent when Trump was in office. And he said that's why gas prices are lower. And I said, when? And he said in 2020. Oh, what else happened in 2020? People died in the United States. Guess what? It's much lower than prices. It's going to melt today. I'm voting for the contract. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
One of our viewers says, hey, isn't the strike resolved, or is that a nostalgic hat?
No, we are not. We haven't voted on it yet. There are a lot of questions. We actually just had our meeting we had a local meeting yesterday. There's a lot of concerns, and we're not, the board is recommending it, but a lot of folks are not having it. The AI is a big issue in particular.
Understood. And
not resolved.
Point regarding your the service dogs, justice is incontinent. I've said it for years. Thank you,
How much
Patty.
you want for that joke? Not for nothing. What do I owe you for that one if I buy it?
$50.
All right.
I'm sorry,
Sounds
50
good.
cents.
I'll-
50 cents.
I'll Venmo you.
Great. Awesome. We owe you so much. Have it. It's yours. Enjoy.
Stop.
God bless. Thank you, Patty. That was wonderful. Oh boy. Now, oh, the excitement builds. It's time for our headliner. And here's his stage. I don't think we can see you yet, Chris. Is that correct?
What's that?
You ready to go? We can't see you yet, but that's
I am ready to go.
Okay. I'm going to disappear, and then we're going to do the intro.
Time for a big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do 10 minutes.
I like it.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good, Chris.
Okay.
Thanks so much for having me back. You guys up for a story?
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, tell us a story, Chandler.
Tell us a
Tell us a
story,
story,
Chandler.
Chandler.
Well, there I was, raking leaves, when I heard this cricket chirp. Time is short now. Time is short. And I thought, yeah, time is short. I gotta finish raking these leaves. Look, my neighbors, they already have theirs packed up into pristine plastic bags and lined up neatly on the corner. I gotta be just like them, I thought. So I started raking once again. But as soon as I did, this brilliant red-yellow leaf floated by, and he said, that's not what he means, man. Just let go. Just drop into the wind and see where you're blown and buffeted. I'm hearing things, I thought. So I started raking once again. But as soon as I did, this angry chorus of leaves answered back, don't you dare. Just listen today. Just listen to our symphony of decay, and I will tell you what they said. But you must understand that you cannot do justice to an opera by describing only the plot. They said, don't put us in plastic bags, man. You know, we don't put that dead swan from Swan Lake in no body bag, do you? And then I heard the wind perform her number. And let me tell you, she sang with such honest suffering that she actually startled the neighborhood leaf blowers who admonished me to get back to work. So I started raking once again. But as soon as I did, this acorn plopped me on the crown of my head. It said, forsake those pikers. Why, one dream of freedom is worth 10,000 acts of useless drudgery. Don't you see what their angle is? It's like when you're at work, right? Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did any of you guys have a job?
Yeah.
It's like when you're at work, right? And there's really nothing to do, but your boss comes in and you find yourself pretending to look useful, doing useless things. They're afraid of what autumn might sound like without the constant sound of leaf blowers and the wind and the sky and the leaves chimed in. Forsake the rake, blow off the bag, the leaf blowers, bag the the damn bags themselves. When the wind turned. Oh.
I am at the house snug.
And I saw standing before me in the dimming light of dusk was, you guessed it, the Grim Reaper himself. Now, his appearance was not as I had imagined it to be. I mean, he was not wearing a black shroud or carrying a razor sharp scythe or in any other way dressed like an art student. He had on these sort of durable dungarees, an orange vest, and a yellow construction habit, and he was carrying a clipboard. And he looked up from his paperwork, and let me tell you right now, death has a lot of paperwork. He said, excuse me, is this 237 Oakdale Lawn? Well, yes, I said. Well, there seems to be a mistake here, because you see, I am here to haul away the soul of some work-obsessed maniac who had a heart attack while raking leaves on his day off. I have nothing here in my notes about some silly flake lying on a leaf-strewn lawn and muttering to his rusting gardening tools. Well, I knew that I could not fool a seasoned pro like death for long. So what would you do? Think about it. You have 1 second to fool death. I looked up to that corner and I saw where my neighbors had all their leaves packed into these pristine plastic bags. So I ran up to that corner and I pulled back my rake and I gave it a mighty swing. And that bag ripped open, leaves danced in the street, spill danced in the air, and I walked down the length of my street, ripping row after row after row of leaf-packed plastic bags until naturally... Now, at my sanity hearing, I told the story you're hearing right now. Only I recounted that famous fable. You know, the one about the grasshopper who takes up residence with a responsible ant during the length of one long winter. Well, there is a little known epilogue to that story, I informed the court. It seems that during the length of that winter, the grasshopper taught the ant how to play the fiddle. And come spring, the ant quit his day job. And he and the grasshopper have been traveling the country as troubadours ever since. And that's exactly how I met Steve Goodie and got to be on the virtual comedy show.
Yay!
Bravo around here for your moment of spin. We got Rachel running props for you. Everybody say hi to Rachel.
Hey, Rachel. Chris Chandler, you always make Mustache Night special.
Here.
I'm sorry, what?
It's time for your moment of spin. Looks like I just somehow logged out here. Am I still there?
Well, it says Zoom.
Yeah,
You're here.
you're here.
Well, that gag didn't work.
But we thought you already did it.
Give me a number between 1 and 3.
1.
3.
1 is not
Three.
between 1 and 3.
2.
2.
2 is the only number between 1 and 3. These are collections of my one-liners from doing 35 years of doing storytelling around the country. Give me a number between 1 and 135.
134.
87.
I heard 87.
64.
Got a lot of math whizzes here.
The only place that you can kiss your own reflection is on the lips. Thank you so much for having me.
That was so deep, I don't know what to do. Chris Chandler, as always, making Mustache Night special. Thank you, Chris.
Yes.
Thing about Chris, I'm not ever sure when you're done.
I'm done. I was done before we met.
Okay. One of these days, you're going to do the electric bongo song. I swear to God. But tonight was not that night. That was wonderful. Where can we see you performing
so much
live
for
in the
having
upcoming
me.
weeks? Where can we see you performing live in the upcoming weeks?
I actually have nothing on the books at the moment, but I am looking at a West Coast tour in the early winter. So
Okay.
go to my website and I'll be posting about it as soon as I know something. I am chrischandler.org. I'm an organizer, not a communist.
That's right. That's the thing to remember. Thank you, Chris Chandler and the chickens. That was tremendous.
Woo-hoo.
Wow. All right. Well, it is time for this thing, and man, this is gonna be odd. You're gonna watch me screw up in more ways than I've ever screwed up before. Bye, Patty. Thanks for being here. Here we go.
How about another dumb song from Steve for no reason?
And really, this is the thing I should have replied to Devo's song with, but it didn't occur to me. This would have made a lot more sense. But this is so full of profanity. But then, so is Devo's song. Sort of. Depends on how you think about it. So this is my little parody of the song Nashville Cats, and it's got really, really bad word at the beginning that starts with A, and I'm going to try not to say it. So I'm going to say, how about bastard cats? I'll say that. That all right? Everybody good with that? It's mustache night. That's what I'm going to say. What I say? Bastard cats do whatever they freaking wanna. Bastard cats don't give a damn about me or you. Bastard cats, so cute when they was babies. Bastard cats, they bring dead hump stuff home to you. Well, there's 13,052 evil kitties in Nashville. And there'll be twice as many tomorrow because they just can't keep it in their pantsville. Yeah, they got billions of allergens keeping me swimming in Benadryl and Advil. And they just sit around getting fat and watching me sweat on this stupid treadmill. Bastard cats, they don't do what they oughta. Bastard cats, poo wherever they wanna poo. Bastard cats, I hear they carry rabies. Bastard cats, but trust me, it's illegal to dump them in the incinerator. Well, there's approximately 600 million of these cute little bastards worldwide. And though they're perfectly suited to be outdoors, we keep inviting them inside. Crazy cat ladies call them fur babies, and I just don't see the appeal. So I blame Bill Murray, because I hear they're making a third damn Garfield movie. Bastard cats do whatever they freaking wanna. Bastard cats, you know horses aren't the only things that can make glue. Bastard cats, when you die they'll eat your face off. Bastard cats, screw you. Right. I know we have a lot of cat owners with us tonight, and I want you to know I meant every word of it. Okay. And now I think it's time to beg for money, which is normally Brad's job, but Brad ain't here to do it, so I will do it. And here comes the intro for that.
Brad begs for money. Hey, we need your money. We don't charge a cover for a 2-drink minimum, so what did you expect, Jack?
Clearly, we need money. I think it's pretty obvious, right, Bob? Yes. We can't live without Brad, and Brad can't live without going to New York, so somebody has got to pay to bring all of Broadway to Bowling Green, Kentucky. So please go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click the Donate to the Comedians button. We sure would appreciate anything you can do, and we share it evenly amongst the performers tonight. So that would be Devo Spice, who clearly needs to get out of his basement, so an elevator would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yep,
and of course, Chris Chandler, who has a whole staff to pay, so we better get on with that. Patty, I don't think Patty needs anything except perhaps a nap. And as we said, Brad needs to come home, and I need to shave off this mustache. So please go to virtualcomedyshow.com, click on the Donate to the Comedians button, and we should appreciate anything you can donate. And now it's time for the worst joke of the week from Brad, pre-recorded.
Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke.
Boo! That was the worst joke ever!
The worst joke of the week is brought to you by Ludens. I don't know why. The Las Vegas Formula One Grand Prix was shut down in the first few minutes after a car exploded after driving over a loose manhole cover. Oddly, loose manhole cover is also the most popular gay bar in town.
And normally I would go to the closing credits, but before I do, as promised, I want you to note that tonight's closing credits feature real tuba. For the past 11 months, we've been suffering with synthesized tuba, but my friend Timothy Weber up there in Ithaca, New York, provided real tuba, and I'm proud to present it now in the closing credits. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and let's see if this works.
Hey, that was the virtual comedy show. We learned a lot of stuff we didn't need to know, like French fries come from Idaho, not French. That's what you get when you watch this show. Fascinating, isn't it? We have a lot of fun at the virtual comedy show. It's better than sitting home playing with your toes or going to the dump to watch stuff decompose. Keep coming back to the virtual comedy show. We hope you enjoyed the virtual comedy show. You don't have to dress up, no, 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 no. You can be like Brad and go commando. Every Monday it's the virtual comedy show. See you Monday at the virtual comedy show. It's at www.virtualcomedy.com.